Seems like the Manhattan District Attorney wants to decriminalize everything, or at least reduce jail time for some very serious offenses. We'll talk about that with noted criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Tom Grieve. But before we do, let me tell you that we have a gun giveaway going on. It's happening right now, but it ends really soon. All you need to do is click the link in the description down below to learn which brand new gun you could win. Tom, I'm going to play a short segment of a video here talking about the Manhattan District Attorney and what he wants to basically decriminalize, and then we're going to talk about that after he's done. This, warning, viewers, this might shock you.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, this is that stupid in my
Here we go.
in my
spike
estimation.
in crime, but that's not stopping Manhattan's new district attorney from rolling out a plan that will stop prosecuting certain offenses. Alvin Bragg's new approach includes no prison time for a slew of charges, including trespassing, resisting arrest, prostitution, and turnstile jumping to avoid a fare. On top of that, the new DA will be reducing charges for serious crimes like armed robbery. For example, if a thief uses a gun to rob a store, but no one gets hurt, it will just be a misdemeanor instead of a felony. Charges will also be slashed for stealing from stores and homes, as well as dealing drugs. Eric Sean had a chance.
So there you heard it.
Right.
I'm really focusing on the armed robbery portion because now they're expecting people who are being robbed to determine whether or not the guy is really going to shoot him. Somebody pulls out a gun and points it at me, my immediate assumption, this guy's going to shoot me. I got to do something. And what they're talking about is not prosecuting it as a felony if you use a gun but you don't use a gun. To me, this is Looney Tunes. This is Crazy Town.
Yeah, I think they're confusing offender and victim.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit of this. I mean, look, in Milwaukee, we've kind of gone down this road to one degree, right? With where we stopped doing police chases.
Yep.
And what happened?
Yeah.
We had people who would just step on the gas every single time, and it's gotten to the point where at time of recording, I can't open up a platform like Reddit or whatever else where people are talking about what happened in Milwaukee, where it's like, yeah, so-and-so, I just saw a car driving 90 miles per hour down a 25 mile per hour residential road. And you've got these gangs are using juveniles to steal cars. The car theft problem is ragingly out of control near where we live, because they know, there's going to be reasonably soft on crime approach. People will get in, get out, and so forth. I'm not suggesting a China-style mass incarceration program of let's round people up and so forth. What I am suggesting is that if somebody's going to bring a gun into a store and stick it in people's faces to rob them, that person needs to be locked up, period.
Yes, absolutely. And, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. They're talking about not enforcing most traffic laws and things like that in New York. And it's not just in New York. We saw what happened when they decided that they're going to stop prosecuting for shoplifting in California. And it was just groups of people storming in, taking as much as they could, selling it on the secondary market, and shops can't deal anything.
And the political calculus that goes into this, right? And neither of us are politicians, but we live in a world with politicians. The political calculation is, look, some people are disproportionately impacted by the outcomes, and we can look at statistics and see that these two people commit approximately the same offense. This person may get a worse outcome based on demographic reasons, color, the zip code they come from, so forth. We're not even like this goes well beyond that at the end of the day here. And to your point as well of, and look what's happened in California. Walgreens and other major retailers who are serving these underserved communities are forced to close their stores now. I don't know how that's benefiting people at the end of the day. And the people who seem to be reaping the benefit are the people who are stealing from the stores.
Yeah, if this is a socioeconomic problem, and we're looking at this guy, Alvin Bragg, he's district attorney there in Manhattan, he says, well, this will reduce incarceration.
It will.
Yeah, it may reduce incarceration, but I'm thinking if you want to reduce incarceration, work to raise better kids, better human beings. Don't just legalize the activity that allows them to just go and take whatever they want. And for me, this the worst part about this is it's New York City. You can't hardly get a concealed carry permit to defend yourself. And now the police saying not only do they not have the legal, they don't have to defend you, they don't have to protect you. Now they're telling the robbers, they're telling the criminals, go do what you want. We're not going to chase you.
And let's be very, very clear, for the people who are not involved in the justice system, for the people out there who are paying their taxes, they're leading a non-criminal lifestyle. You might look at some of those penalties for misdemeanors, right? Which is what they're talking about amending armed robbery down to, right? And it's like, well, you can go to jail for 9 months. I don't want to go to jail for 9 months. If you've been in the justice system, though, as I assure you, probably almost everybody who's committed armed robbery, you don't just wake up and commit an armed robbery. That's like one of the end stages of a lengthy career path in my personal experience of, at this point, 10 plus years as both a former state prosecutor as well as a criminal defense attorney. Everybody I've ever seen, and I know there's exceptions, but everybody I've ever seen who's committed an armed robbery tends to have a lengthy rap sheet. Those rap sheets include a lot of felonies. They don't care about misdemeanors. A misdemeanor is like a parking ticket to you and I. They really don't care. This may as well be a green flag of come on in, we're not going to do anything. Now the upside though on that point, and I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Upside.
I know upside,
I
right?
can't find it.
Like where's it coming? Right. I'm going to say the counterpoint, right? Because I always try to see as an attorney, like what's both sides of the argument here. I suppose the counter position is, look, you're right. Most people who commit armed robberies, they're felons and so forth. So maybe we don't charge them with the armed robbery, but we do charge them with the felon in possession of a firearm. And my response to that is, if you're dismissing the armed robbery, which is a way more serious offense than felon in possession of a firearm, I don't think they're going to be taking the felon in possession of a firearm very seriously. Now, time will tell, but that's the problem. Time will tell, and I'm very concerned about a lot of innocent lives that may be ruined between now and the time when this policy is invariably reversed.
Yeah, and like you say, invariably reversed. I'm, thinking two words: recall petition. I mean, this district attorney was elected, and he was elected to enforce laws, to make sure that that criminals are held accountable for their actions. And I mean, we only see 3 items up on the screen right now, but there's a list of things that he's like, nope, don't care. Not worried about that, because what I want to do is make sure that we have less incarceration. Well, you know what? Less incarceration probably comes from a different system. There's something else other than decriminalizing this activity and not enforcing laws. One of the elements on here was resisting arrest. They don't want to prosecute resisting arrest. And to me, that just opens season on police officers. A guy just starts punching a cop. Well, maybe that goes beyond resisting arrest. Maybe that's battery, or resisting with violence or something like that. But wow, I don't see that this is going to solve the crime problem in Manhattan.
Yeah, I mean, calling your criminals something other than criminal is not solving a problem. That seems to be the approach here. But at the end of the day, there's that old saying that the voters will get the leaders they deserve. I'm afraid that's going to be all too true for the good folks in Manhattan or whatever borough this might be from. This might be going to a scary place in the next 5 years, and that is not a political statement I'm making. That is, I'm not even going to say a legal statement. That is a lived experience. To borrow a term, right? A lived experience of somebody who has lived in, around, and near a city that has enacted similar, well, we're going to try to de-escalate the situation and we're going to try to reclassify things. And now we're at the point where you park a Kia, you park a Hyundai, anywhere around certain zip codes and it's gone in 5 minutes or less. You try to go down certain streets at middle of the day even, and there might be just cars going by at ridiculous speeds and blowing stoplights, the whole bit. People don't care. People don't care.
And if there are no consequences, then the action is not going to change. And it's, I'm right here thinking, if you're from Manhattan and you voted for this guy, you voted for Alvin Braggs, you ought to stay in Manhattan and see the results of what he's going to bring to that community, because I think this is just going to push crime up off the charts, and people are not going to be safe anywhere.
We've seen the results of if you take away police, what happens, because crime rates have gone through the roof nationally, not only in our backyard in Milwaukee, but through the roof in communities that have enacted various policies such as defund the police, reduce numbers, and so forth. Neither of us are suggesting that these neighborhoods don't have very serious socioeconomic problems that include but go beyond the criminal justice system. I don't think either one of us are trying to push back or to deny that. I just don't think that you're going to be helping the residents of those neighborhoods with these policies.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is not the right path. So thank you, as always, for your insight, your help reviewing stuff like this. Tom, it's great to have you here. And folks, thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video. I will remind you once again that we have a gun giveaway going on. Just click that link down below in the description to find out which brand new gun you could win. I'm Kevin Michalowski, Director of Content for the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. If you like videos like this, please subscribe to this page, share this video, comment, do whatever you can to push the word out. We're here doing this for you. Stay safe. We'll see you in the next video.